The Chrisleys were indicted by a grand jury in 2019, then convicted by a jury in 2022 after a 3-week trial, 3 days of deliberations. You were then hired to appeal, and your appeal, which was very well argued, very thoughtful, was largely rejected. Why do you think they deserve a pardon?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think if folks want to go back and look at it, there's a difference between what your appellate issues might be and then the general issues with justice in a case. The biggest issue here was it's very clear the case would have never happened if they were not celebrities. The FBI looked at this case way back at the beginning, 2016, 2017, the early days, or 2006, 2007, and said, we're not interested. You know, years later, the Chrisleys become celebrities, and then all of a sudden the FBI picks up the case again. And I think that sort of targeting based on who you are publicly is what this president's made very clear he doesn't want to condone.
But how can you say that they were targeted? I mean, their crimes, according to what they were convicted of, continued well beyond 2006, 2007, when you said the FBI was no longer interested. I mean, 2008, 2009, 2010,
yeah.
I mean, all the way into the teens.
Well, no, and then the teens, the whistleblower went to the FBI, I think it was in 2013, and said, we want, hey, you should take this case. And the FBI said, no, we're not interested. There was a 6-year gap there until the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office came back, and it was after they became celebrities. So, this is a case, and that's in the record. It's pretty clear that there was not a lot of interest until they became, folks you see on TV.
Do the Chrisleys accept responsibility for their crimes?
I think they never testified at trial. I wish they had. I wasn't there to testify at trial because I think their story of what happened has been pretty clear. They were involved in a number of activities when the real estate collapse happened in 2008 that I think they probably wouldn't do again, or at least Todd wouldn't do again. There was very little evidence at all ever about Julie. And I think ultimately, you'll hear Todd talk about that soon.
There was evidence against them both. I mean, there were bogus financial statements submitted to multiple banks, 2009, 2010.
Sure.
The government's indictment also went on to say that, like in 2012, in a sworn affidavit, Todd Chrisley asserted that the co-conspirator had used their accountant's stationery and signature without the knowledge or consent of him. And then 3 months later, he emailed the co-conspirator saying, quote, and I quote, "Can you place this on the accountant's letterhead with his signature and then sign Julie's name below the accountant's address, the letter to whom it may concern?" I mean, these are things which you should not do. This is not, this is illegal.
But I think, Anderson, that's a little bit of a slanted view. Everything you're talking about came from one person, a guy named Mark Braddock. And this was an individual who, at trial, admitted to stealing $6 million from the Chrisleys.
Right, they were in business together.
Yeah, and the government decided to give him a complete pass. They said, we don't want you to go to jail. We don't want to charge you with the crime. We want you to come in here and say something about the Chrisleys. And he could never say anything about Julie.
That always happens. I mean, that's how cases are made. This guy, they decided these two were the movers of it, maybe, or for whatever reason, and they gave him immunity.
Yeah, and that happens. What they usually don't do is they let you have a pass. I mean, this Justice Department, generally, you make folks pay a penalty, and they get some benefit, they get cooperation, but they don't get full immunity. And I think that was incredibly unusual here, that the guy who actually filed those documents you're talking about, who created them, was just let to walk home.
But even after they weren't in business together anymore, and I know Todd Chrisley blamed that guy, Todd Chrisley still went on to phony up documents, and there was evidence to that even after this guy was no longer involved. So it's not just this guy who was doing all the sleazy stuff and then was pointing the finger at the Chrisleys, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the government's case the entire way, and the documents, they sort of had to do that. They had stolen out of a warehouse that they claimed was the Chrisleys. I mean, on that exact issue, those documents you're talking about, Anderson, the state of Georgia paid the Chrisleys $1 million for civil rights violations related to those documents.
Right, but that was part of your appeal.
It's a bizarre case.
That was part of your appeal, and again, it was a very thoughtful, smart appeal. But the court rejected it. The appellate court looked at it all.
Yeah, and it rejected it because it said the attorneys at the time did not raise it soon enough. So the issue wasn't that they actually agreed these documents were properly admitted or their stuff the jury should have heard. They said, oh, the attorneys missed a deadline. And again, the trial attorneys made that mistake. We couldn't fix it on appeal.
But you're not denying the reality of these documents. I mean, these are documents which time after time show both Chrisleys lying in documents to get loans to spend millions of dollars, on whatever they're going to spend millions of dollars.
Yeah, I think that it's definitely true during 2007, 2008, that around the country, real estate professionals were trying to figure out how to extend loans. This is the time, you recall, of no-doc loans.
But wait a minute.
Folks like Bear
not,
Stearns.
Right. But come on. These
well,
are
no,
not,
but we're talking about the actual context of when this is happening.
Do not falsify documents repeatedly, time and time again. I mean, it's extraordinary when I've gone through the superseding indictment. I've read the appellate court's ruling. I mean, in an August 14, 2012 sworn affidavit, Todd Chrisley falsely asserted that the co-conspirator, blaming the guy you're blaming, had used their accountant's stationery and signature without the knowledge or consent of Todd Chrisley or the accountant. However, approximately 3 months earlier, Chrisley emailed that guy saying, "Can you place this on the accountant's letterhead with his signature and then sign Julie's name below the accountant's address, the letter to whom it may concern?" He's telling this guy, sign Julie's name, lie, make this up. And she repeatedly, when applying to get an apartment, when was this? This was to rent a home in California in 2014. She submitted fabricated bank statements to the homeowner's realtor, including a City National Bank statement that showed an account balance of more than $86,000 when she really had negative $14,000.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's a great example, Anderson. She was alleged to have been lying about income relating to the rental of a home. And as a result, the court here put her in jail for 7 years. That is entirely disproportionate for what you see in cases like this.
This is one of dozens of things, though. I mean, they were cutting and allegedly they were convicted of cutting and pasting on financial documents to make it seem like they had a lot of money.
Linking Julie to anything. The only thing linking Julie to anything are those documents you're talking about.
She was not involved in this LLC scam that they had going on.
Zero testimony about her at trial, none. And so, I think
in the superseding indictment, it does say that she was involved in that.
Yeah, and superseding said indictment, they had no proof, and they didn't ever prove it up at trial. And I think that's sort of what's important about the pardon process, is because the prosecutors have a great deal of leverage to do things like cut deals with people, get people to say what you want them to say, have the benefit of many of the evidentiary rules. If a defense attorney misses a deadline, they get out of luck. And the pardon process is here to say, we don't think the end result was the correct one. And that's what the president did today. Right. And so you can disagree with it, you can agree with it.
You are not fundamentally, your appeal is not fundamentally that this evidence is not true, that all these faked documents were not faked. It's that this is a selective prosecution. It's that, this cooperating witness was really behind a lot of it. It's not the fundamental facts, which were, the phony documents, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I never had the chance to come in and get to have those fights, Anderson. The documents you're talking about, I wasn't the lawyer. I didn't get to challenge those things. And so when you come in and you look at a case, here the clearest thing to us was the selective prosecution and the fact that this would not have happened were they not celebrities. That's just the facts.
But you did get to appeal this, and the appeals court ruled, and I quote, "We affirm the district court on all issues except for the loss amount attributed to Julie," which the court then itself said was a narrow issue, and her subsequent resentencing ended up being the exact same.
Yeah, which was another issue that we were currently still appealing. And the issue we're talking about, the documents, we would have had to file more petitions to appeal because the attorneys had messed that up. So the process is long. President Trump has cut that process off. Ultimately, I think the question is, one of the things the pardon attorney or the pardon czar, Alice Johnson, has talked about is some of these decisions about pardons aren't necessarily about guilt and innocence. They're about how the process works and whether it should work this way. And I think ultimately the White House was convinced it didn't work the way it should have.
Just once they're out, how does it work? Allegedly they defrauded taxpayers because they were convicted of cheating on their taxes repeatedly and defrauding banks, and then they declared bankruptcy, so they didn't have to pay back banks. Do they have to pay back any money? Because I think there was,
what's
more
so
than $10
fascinating
million
about that,
or
so much of that. Yeah, so much of that had been resolved a decade before. It's sort of back to that question of why did this case start? Those sort of civil cases between the Chrisleys and the banks and how that was resolved, there were multiple civil resolutions before a criminal case ever happened. And so that sort of had been dealt with here between the banks and the family.
Alex Little, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.